everyone, my name is Keelyn and I'm a recruitment advisor working at ITonlinelearning, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to set up a professional LinkedIn profile. So firstly, let me explain what LinkedIn is. So LinkedIn is a social media platform on the same par as Facebook or Instagram. However, this social network is focused solely on professional networking and the development of your career. It's like having your CV available online for professionals to view. You can showcase your hobbies, your achievements, portfolios, and even search for jobs while building a social presence and connecting with other professionals. Your LinkedIn profile is super important because with the right maintenance, you can build trust and credibility through validating your experience, skills, interests as a human being and not just a piece of paper. There is a fantastic opportunity for networking and referral through LinkedIn, not to mention the amount of jobs you can apply to. So why use LinkedIn? Well, due to the advances in technology and the massive impact that COVID-19 had on the job market, more hiring managers are using LinkedIn to source out candidates. Hiring managers have a huge online presence on LinkedIn, and by having a professional profile, it can really draw their attention to you. Another reason why LinkedIn is such a great platform to utilize is because around 6,000 people are hired through LinkedIn every day, and more than 20 million jobs are open on LinkedIn Jobs. So let's get started with your LinkedIn profile. I would highly recommend using a computer or laptop when setting up your LinkedIn profile so that you can get a real feel for what your profile is going to look like to recruiters and potential hiring managers that will be viewing your profile. So I'm going to get straight into the LinkedIn side of things. I've already filled in all the additional information that it asks you, but just so that you are aware, you will be required to fill in information such as your email, name, current role title, and the reason you have decided to set up your LinkedIn profile, along with a password. It will then ask you to verify your account. This will either send you an SMS if obviously you've used your phone number, or it will send you an email through the email you've signed up with. So once you've done and filled in all of the right prompts, it will take you to your feed, which is very basic. So what you want to do is you want to click on the little me icon located in the corner of your screen and then click view profile. As you can see, it's a very blank canvas at the moment. So firstly, we're going to start working on your banner photo, making it look professional and as perfect as possible. So your banner photo is this area here located behind your profile photo. So the way that you would go and edit this is you would click the little camera icon in the corner. So how to create a banner photo depends on who you are and how you want to present yourself. LinkedIn is your personal brand. You can display any of your interests onto your banner photo as long as you're keeping it professional. It is very important that you do not make this too busy or overwhelming for a recruiter or potential hiring manager to view. The reason why I would advise not using too much text and adding things such as your name, number, email onto your banner photo is because that information is already going to be displayed on your CV and you don't need that information out for everyone to see. So if you're big into art and creativity and would like to secure a position in this field, or if you feel motivational is the first word you would use to describe yourself, you can try something like motivational quotes. I have selected this one at the moment. Let me just get it up. So I have selected this because this quote really speaks out to me. Self-growth never stops, which is really awesome. As you can see, it's very clear. It stands out. It's not too dull. It's got a little bit of color, but it also has that professional feel to it as well. So you do have the option of playing around with the filters, cropping the image, adjusting, or even zooming in if you want to, or straightening the image. I'm pretty happy with the overall outcome of that. I wouldn't recommend zooming into your banner photos or even your profile photo, as it can cause the resolution quality to drop. So I'm going to leave it at that and click apply. Okay, so as you can see, we now have a banner photo. Now we're going to move on to the profile photo. So everyone with social media accounts should know what a profile photo is. And I know we won't all admit it, but we definitely spend a lot of time trying to get the right profile photo. and trying to make it as suitable for each form of social media that we have. So choosing a profile photo can be quite difficult. So I've got a few tips just to help you. So making sure that it's not in low resolution or bad quality images, as this can really negatively affect your professional credibility if seen by a recruiter or a hiring manager. Ensure you're the only person in the picture. So I would advise to have someone take the photo of you so that you're not securing roles with a selfie. However, nobody should be in the photo with you. Please remember to smile. You want to look approachable, professional, and most of all human. Ensure your face is the focal point of the frame with a plain background or at least a blurred background. If you're looking to secure a high-end corporate position, go for something very formal. If you're looking for something more relaxed in the professional field, just a button-up shirt or top will do. If you're looking for something more casual, I would suggest make sure that it's smart casual. You don't want to do a photo of you wearing a tracksuit. You want to make sure that you look appealing and that professional in every possible way. You must also remember that your profile picture will also tell your viewers what kind of person you are. So my photo was already done by my company, so I'm just going to use the same photo. So this is the photo I have. I am going to zoom in just a little bit because I don't like the massive white background in the back. So I'm going to save that. Again, you can straighten or use the other filters to adjust. I'm going to save the photo. And there you go. We've started to make our LinkedIn profiles look a little bit more colorful now, which is great. So you can also choose the option to work banner. This makes it clear that you are looking for positions to increase your visibility. You can do this by entering your profile photo and selecting frames, and then the open to work badge or hiring, but obviously the open to work badge, it will display like this and you just click on apply. So I'm going to leave that as the original without any badges. And moving on, we're going to head over to your information. So we're going to start off with your name. So obviously, please make sure that you do fill in your name correctly on your setup when you do sign up to LinkedIn. When I say this, we don't want all 7 middle names that you have. It should just be your first name and your surname. If you do have many different names, it can be difficult for other professionals to find you and connect with you. Additionally, having your full name just increases credibility. So it should always be your first and last name. Your name will have been automatically populated into LinkedIn when you have signed up. However, you can change it using the pencil at the top of the corner of the introduction section, which we are working on, which is over here. In this space, you can also include your preferred pronouns with any additional names, which will be displayed in brackets on your profile. Another popular feature, which is only really on their mobile phones, is you can have the pronunciation feature on LinkedIn where you can record an audio saying your name if it's difficult to pronounce or if people mispronounce it a lot. And then people that view your profile will then know how to pronounce your name correctly. Unfortunately, like I said, this option is only on your mobile phone. As you can see here, it says name pronunciation. This can only be added using your mobile app. So you can always sign in on your app on your phone, and then you can do it from your phone there. Okay, so next we're going to move into your LinkedIn headline, which can be located directly below your name, and it will be an automated input done by LinkedIn when you signed up. Reason why your header is so important is because it gives your viewers a better summary of who you are and what you plan to do for career changes, though it might be a little different step. And now we're going to be moving over to your headline. Your LinkedIn headline can be located directly below your name and will be an automated input done by LinkedIn when you signed up. The reason why your header is so important is because it gives your viewers a better summary of who you are and what you plan to do for career changes, or even when you're busy studying, though it might be a little different to set up. So at the moment, you can see my headline is Recruitment Advisor at ITonlinelearning. So I am going to give you guys a couple of examples and just copy and paste it from a document into there just to give you an idea as I'm talking. But then I'll show you what the end result of mine will be. So it's important to remember you do have 120 characters to make the first impression, so use them wisely. Here is a formula that you can use to optimize your LinkedIn header depending on where you are in life and where you want to go. So for career changes with the new certifications, you would structure it like this. So it would be your certification. Let me just add it in, sorry. So it would be your certification, role you're aspiring to fill, and main work experience. For someone who is currently employed and not really looking for a new job, you would then display it like it would be your job title that you're currently working at, your company name, valuable skill, for example, Technology, Vodafone, and then your certification like your Certified Prince 2 Foundation and CompTIA A+. Okay. As I'm obviously a recruitment advisor, I was a previous contracts manager. I will be putting recruitment advisor and then contracts manager. The reason for this is that we want the current role to show first, followed by your previous role. This stops there being any confusion between your LinkedIn and your CV. Just a couple of tips. If you are only open to certain roles, you would like to advertise that you're open to work, select the open to option and select finding new job. Select and tweak this according to your own preferences and be sure to save your changes. You can also change who can view your preferences and who can see that you're open to work. So we're going to save that as it is for now. Okay. So as you can see, our profile is looking a little bit better and a little less blank, more professional. So now we're going to move on to the profile, the about section that really makes your LinkedIn profile. So this will be your about section. So you would go to add profile section and then you would select add about section. Okay. So basically the about section is a professional summary and it's very advisable that you use your profile summary from your CV and copy and paste onto your LinkedIn profile. This is because we initially want your CV and your LinkedIn profile to mirror one another. So we don't want there to be any inconsistencies between the two. So if a hiring manager looks at your CV and then views your LinkedIn profile, the same information is on both. Okay. So this is the about section that I have chosen to put down on my LinkedIn profile as it does match my profile summary on my CV. So as you can see, it's nothing too drastic or too dramatic. It hasn't got a ton of information. It's just got the important information that highlights on my CV as well. Okay, and then we can save that. So once this is done, we can now move on to your education section. So same place that we went to add the profile summary, we're just going to go there and we're going to go for, and we're going to add the education. So when you're adding in your education, please don't forget to double check all dates and institutions, degrees, all courses, as well as any achievements in the description. For example, second upper class honors or distinction obtained. Just like your CV, your education should be listed in reverse chronological order. So I'm going to put my first school. It's not going to be a degree. Field of study, I did business. Start date, I can't remember the exact start date, so I'm just going to go in and just sort of populate any days. Okay. Then it's going to ask me the grade that I got. I got an A star. Activities, I did netball when I was at school. So I'm going to put netball. Then I asked you for a description. You can add the description, but it's not necessary. Then you can add your skills. So you can add skills. Then you can also add media, things like images, documents, sites, or presentations that you did with the school. Okay, so we're going to go and save that. And then obviously it gives you the option if you want to share this update. I am going to skip this for now. Then it gives you an option to flow or connect with additional people. We're just going to skip that. I still have more things to add on my education. So same place, you go to add profile section or add education. And then I also went to Pittman's training. Got a diploma. Field of study was business. Again, I can't remember the start date, so I'm just going to be putting any dates. So please ignore that. Please just make sure that you do fill out the accurate dates. Unfortunately, I don't have my CV open with me currently, so I'm just putting anything at the moment. Grade that I got was a distinction. I currently wasn't involved in any activities or societies. I'm not going to put a description. I am going to add some skills though, because I did my touch typing there. And my computer skills. So unfortunately, guys, you will have to go in and add each skill individually, which can take up a bit of time, but it's definitely worthwhile. You can also move your skills and rearrange them. So if you just drag these little 4 lines, you can move them up, and then it would move your top skill up to the top, and then your least top skill to the bottom. So I'm going to save that for now. We are going to go into more depth about the skill section now. So I'm just going to close. And now we're going to move on to the skill section. So to go to the skill section, you go to add profile section again. Then you would see on core that you can add skills. So you select that. Now it does give you the option of selecting different types of skills based on your profile that you've already set up. So you can select these. You will have to manually input each skill. I would recommend, coming from a recruitment point of view, to have a minimum of 50 skills listed on your LinkedIn profile. At least then obviously it makes you stand out a lot more. And it's also important to make sure that the skills listed on your CV are also showcased on your LinkedIn profile, just to make sure that those keywords are picked up between the two and it shows a level of consistency. So I'm just going to go in, I'm going to select stakeholder management. Then it's obviously going to ask you, show us where you use this skill. I use it in my current role. I used it in my college. And then it also comes up with an option, follow this skill to keep up with relevant content. I'm going to select that as no for now and save. So what I like about this is it doesn't kick you out. It gives you the option to either add more skills or to leave it. I'm going to just add a few more just to give you guys an idea. So I'm going to do on here, I'm going to put touch typing was one of my skills. I'm just going to put typing. I did that at my current role, Pittman's, and in for foundation. Save. Add one more skill. It's important to add things like software skills as well. So, okay, well, at the moment I use HubSpot. So we could put HubSpot as one of my technical skills. I use it at my current role. I've never used it before this current role, so I'm just going to leave it as that and save. So you're going to do this until you get to a minimum of 50 skills. If you want to list more, you can. but we try to average for around 50. Okay. Then I wanted to also show you that you can actually move your skills. So then at least your most prioritized skills, the ones that you value the most or you think are more relevant, you can move to the top of your list. So again, you would then go to scroll down to the bottom where it says skills. You would click the little pencil icon, and then you would go reorder. And then all you have to do is these 4 little lines on the side, you would then just move up. So HubSpot, I'm going to keep as my main one. Then I'm going to move stakeholder management, recruiting, and copy typing, Microsoft Office, and touch typing. So that's how you would reorder your skills. It's very important to make sure that you do this. Obviously, the skills that you register that you use the most in each company or within your schooling, it will automatically formulate to the top of the list. So just make sure you keep an eye on that and just reorder it. It's better to do it once you've put all of your skills into your LinkedIn profile and then reorder it, because every time you populate a new skill, it's just going to throw the reorder out. Okay. So now we're going to move on to the certifications section. So you would just go back to your homepage, scroll up. So the certification section is, again, you go to add profile section, then you'd go to recommended instead of core. And then you would add licenses and certifications, which is there. You can also add a featured, projects, courses, recommendations, anything like that. We're going to focus on add licenses and certifications for now. So then you'd add the name of the certification that you got, the issuing organization. Please note that IT Online Learning will not be the issuing organization. This is exclusively for the awarding bodies such as CompTIA, PeopleCert, Axelos, BCS, APMG International, Microsoft, DMI, CMI, and so on. Also, please be careful of combining foundation and practitioner courses. I know that with the Prince 2, you can now combine the foundation and practitioner course. It wasn't the case quite a while ago, but you can do it now. A lot of my students like to actually list them as your foundation and then your practitioner. So it's completely dependent on you. So I'm going to leave this. I'm going to just do a Prince 2 example. So it'd be Prince 2, just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Then you've got Prince 2 Agile Foundation and Practitioner, or you've got Prince 2 Practitioner, and so on. So we're going to just select Prince 2 Agile Foundation and Practitioner. The issuing organization would be Axelos. If you spell it right. Barry. There we go. Then the month that you obviously obtained the certificate, the expiry date. I don't have the certificate, so I'm just putting random dates. Then you would put your credential ID, so I'm just going to put that in there. And then the credential URL, so this will obviously be able to, you'll put the link to your certification and then they'll be able to click and actually open up your certification. You then have the option to add your skills. So the skills that you obtained through the course that you've done, you can add on there as well, along with media. So if you have any images or have done any documents, presentations, even portfolios, you can then add onto your media. And then we're going to click save. Then it obviously gives you the option again to share this. I'm going to skip it again for now. Okay, so now we're going to have a look. So we've got our banner photo, we've got our profile photo. Everything is looking really nice and neat and professional. So that's looking great. We're now going to go in and just add our positions, our work experience. So I've already got that I'm a recruitment advisor at IT Online Learning. which is here. So now we're just going to add some additional work experience. Obviously, if you don't have any, then that's fine. So I'm just going to add my previous positions. So I was a contract manager. I was employed full-time and I was working for a company called TSG. Just make sure that you obviously click the right company as well when you are referring to a company so that it gets picked up correctly. There we go. Then the location was in London and it was on site. It does give you the option of selecting hybrid or remote as well. Mine was on site. Then it asks you, are you currently working at this role? I'm not. Then it asks you the start date again and then the year. Again, I can't remember the dates and the years, so I'm just formatting any random dates at the moment. Just make sure that when you do your own LinkedIn profile that you put in the right dates. Okay. Then it's going to ask you for a description. So of your roles and duties that you did within the company. It's important to make sure again that your CV and your LinkedIn profile mirror one another. So you're initially going to copy and paste the roles and duties that you have on your CV and paste it into your LinkedIn profile into the description. You can do this in bullet points. I would prefer doing it in bullet points rather than as in paragraphs because it just makes it a lot easier on the eye to read. Again, you then have the option to add skills that you obviously harvested from working at that company. So it also gives you the option on suggested based on your title. So none of these really were skills of mine apart from the building maintenance. And then you'd go in and add each individual one. Again, you have the option to add media. Then you click save. Then it will come up with the position that's been saved, and then you can connect. A lot of the time, once you've put in the company's name, it comes up with a lot of people that work within that company or associated with that company, and you can actually connect with them to broaden your networks and obviously to see the latest updates and so on. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to press skip. Then eventually it's going to ask you, did you find this job on LinkedIn? I didn't, so I'm going to select no. It's going to ask you where you found this job. I actually got a referral, so I'm going to save that. Okay, so you would basically do this for each one of the companies that you work for, along with you would do the same for your education as well. At the moment, everything is looking perfect. Now we're going to go into adding the courses. So the courses you have completed online training, the difference between your courses and the certifications will be the fact that the certifications are issued by an official awarding body. In other words, certifications are there to validate and to authenticate your skills, which are usually issued by an industry leader, and they're more formal acknowledgements of certain characteristics of an individual. Try to use the name of your certification followed by certified, to see what it sounds like. If it doesn't fit, you probably have a course and not a certification. For example, certified in managing remote teams versus certified in Prince 2 projects management. Courses are there to help you obviously learn and grow and build your skills so they fall into training more than they fall into credentials. So again, you would go to add profile section, then you would go to recommended, and then you have the option to put in add courses just to give you a look at what it looks like. Then you can add your course name. So we're going to put here Prince 2. And then it's going to ask you for the number and then associated with, and it would be with the company that you obviously did the course with. So for example, our company IT Online Learning, save. Okay, then we're going to now just quickly move over to recommendations. Again, you go to add profile section, recommended, then you'd go to add recommendations. So this is a really useful part of LinkedIn because recommendations are the digital versions of referrals and letters of recommendation. The best way to get a referral is to ask for one. So don't be scared to ask your previous hiring manager or even employees that you've worked with. The more credible your referral is, the better, obviously, you come across to your potential hiring manager. Think of the people that you've worked with in the past, clients, managers, anyone that you worked with in a previous company or even gone to school with, teachers as well. You can even ask the tutors here or your recruitment advisors at IT Online Learning to give you a recommendation, and then they can submit one for you. So again, here it says, who do you want to ask? I'm just going to type in my own name or my other LinkedIn profile. Continue. Okay, so as you can see, if you do this and you don't connect with anyone, it's not going to pop up. So usually once you've done your connections on LinkedIn, then it will come up with a list of people under that name, and then you can ask them for referrals. So that is that. Then another part that we need to just move on to is the languages section. So it's always important that if you do speak other languages, or even if you're learning a new language takes a lot of skill. So to add that, it can also show that you are very eager to learn, that you have the capacity to learn. I mean, a language is very difficult to learn when your native language is English or Afrikaans, for example, or Portuguese, Spanish, French, anything like that. So you would then go in to add profile section, and you would go to additional, and then you can add languages. It also gives you the opportunity to add volunteer experience, publications, honors and awards, test scores, your languages, organizations, causes, and then contact info. So we're going to go into languages. So I know how to speak Afrikaans. And then proficiency, I'm going to say limited working proficiency because I'm not full professional proficiency, but as you can see, it gives you elementary proficiency, limited working proficiency, professional working, full professional, and native or bilingual. And then you just press save. Again, unfortunately, unlike the skills, you're going to have to go back in and do the whole process for each language if you have multiple languages that you know. Unfortunately, with the skills section, it gives you the option to obviously go straight back in and add more skills. But with this, you have to keep going back to add profile section, go to languages and input all the languages separately. Just something that I just want to hover over really quickly is the volunteering. So with the volunteering experience, assuming that you did volunteering, that's fantastic. Then you can add it to your LinkedIn profile because it shows a commitment to going above and beyond for something that brings you, well, basically nothing as such. It also shows that you have dedication, and it also shows the kinds of organizations you have done volunteering for, and it sort of draws more of an interest to you as well because it shows you care about others, you're willing to go that extra mile for other people and to do something for the community or for another country or anything like that. So it's also very important to have listed. To add that, you go to add profile section, additional, and then you'd go to add volunteer experience. Then you'd put in the organization, the role that you played, the cause, if you're currently volunteering at that role, the start and the end date, the description of what you did. Again, I would recommend putting this in bullet points and not in paragraphs. And then you can also add photos, again, documents, presentations, anything that you feel really proud of, you can add that on there as well. Okay, everyone. So that is the end of setting up your LinkedIn profile. I really hope that this video was very informative and helped you. If you do have any questions, you can reach out to anyone in our team and we'll be able to assist you. I really hope you enjoyed the video and thank you for choosing IT Online Learning, and I hope you have a great day.